What if I told you that you could get a phone that looks this good for the price of a decent pair of sneakers? This is the Nubia V70 Design, and on the surface, it's beautiful. But what if I told you its best feature is also its biggest curse? Stick around, because we need to talk about the beautiful illusion this phone is selling. Seriously, just look at this thing. In a sea of boring, identical budget phones, Nubia did something different. That big, bold camera circle makes a statement. And if you get the green or orange model, you get this vegan leather back that feels incredible. It's grippy, fingerprint-proof, and feels way more expensive than it is. It's slim, it's light. Holding it, you feel like you got away with something. But then you turn it on, and that's where the illusion starts to crack. This is a huge 6.7-inch screen, but it's only a 720p HD Plus panel. For a screen this big, that low resolution means text isn't as sharp and videos just don't have that crisp, immersive pop you might be used to. And then there's the sunlight problem. This screen is a sucker for reflections and just doesn't get bright enough for comfortable outdoor use. So while it has a fancy 120 Hz refresh rate for smooth scrolling, it feels like having a sports car that you're only allowed to drive in a school zone. So, what's it actually like to live with? This is where we get to the heart of the compromise. Inside the Nubia V70 Design is a Unisoc T606. Now let's use an analogy. Think of a phone's processor as its engine. The T606 is a reliable, fuel-efficient four-cylinder. It'll get you around town just fine for things like browsing, social media, and watching YouTube. But the storage is the real problem. This phone likely uses something called eMMC storage. Imagine your engine is fine, but you're driving on a bumpy cobblestone road. That's eMMC. Most modern phones use UFS storage, which is like a smooth, paved highway. The result? Apps load slower, and multitasking can cause the phone to stutter and lag. For light, casual games like Mobile Legends, it's totally fine. But if you try to fire up a demanding game like Genshin Impact, you'll have to crank the graphics down to the absolute lowest settings, and you'll still get frequent frame drops. This is not a gaming phone. On the back, you've got that giant camera module housing a 50-megapixel main sensor. And in perfect sunny conditions, you can get some perfectly usable shots for your Instagram feed. The colors are decent, and there's enough detail. But the second the light starts to fade, the camera falls apart. Photos get noisy and grainy, and details just melt away. There's no optical image stabilization, so blurry shots are common if you're not perfectly still. You also get a second 2-megapixel lens, which is mostly for show. It's supposed to help with portrait mode, but the edge detection is often unnatural. And the biggest omission? There's no ultra-wide lens. So if you love taking those big, expansive landscape shots or fitting all your friends into one photo, you're completely out of luck here. Okay, it's not all bad news. This phone has one genuine superpower: the battery life. It's packing a massive 5,000 milliamp hours. Think of your phone's battery like a car's gas tank. Most phones have a 15-gallon tank. This one has a 20-gallon tank with the super efficient engine of a hybrid. The result is incredible. This phone will easily last you a full day of heavy use, and for many people, it'll stretch well into a second day. One test showed it lasting an impressive 16 hours and 18 minutes in a PC Mark battery test. But every hero has a weakness, right? This phone's Kryptonite is its charging speed. It supports 22.5 watts charging. For a battery this huge, that's pretty slow by today's standards. Topping it up from empty will take a while, so you won't be getting a day's worth of power in just a 15-minute top-up. So that brings up a question for you all. What's a bigger deal breaker in a phone? One that dies too fast, or one that takes forever to charge? Let me know your breaking point in the comments. All right, let's rapid fire through the final things you absolutely need to know. First, there's no 5G. This is a 4G-only phone, which makes it feel dated right out of the box and not very future-proof. Second, the software. It's running on MyOS 14, based on Android 14. It's fine, but reviewers noted it needs work with some lag and potential bugs. And the biggest question mark is updates. Budget phones like this rarely get long-term software or security support. Third, audio. You get a single, bottom-firing speaker. It's loud enough for notifications, but for music or movies, it sounds tinny and flat. Thankfully, it does often have a 3.5mm headphone jack. For me, the slow performance from that likely eMMC storage is a tough pill to swallow. So here's my last question for you all. What's the one compromise you absolutely refuse to make on a budget phone? Is it the camera, the screen, 5G? Drop your answer below. So, the Nubia V70 Design. It's a classic case of style over substance. It's designed to catch your eye on a store shelf, and it absolutely succeeds at that. So, who should actually buy this phone? You should buy it if you are on the tightest of budgets, and your absolute top priorities are a design that looks premium and a battery that will never let you down. It's perfect for a reliable backup phone or for someone who only uses their device for calls, texts, and light browsing. You should absolutely not buy this phone if you're a gamer, if you care about taking great photos, or if you get easily frustrated by lag. You should also avoid it if you want a sharp, vibrant screen for watching movies, or if you want 5G to be ready for the future. Ultimately, the Nubia V70 Design is a beautiful illusion. It gives you the feeling of a flagship without the price tag, but only until you start to actually use it. And whether that trade-off is worth it? Well, that depends entirely on you.